Thank you for joining us today. We have a really exciting show today. We're going to be previewing Update 32.
Gina's
Even
background's so cool.
Update 31 just happened. We
Look at all
literally
her
just
stuff
launched
back
it last
there.
week
Look at
on
her.
consoles,
Look at that
but
helm.
We're just going to go right into
Always
it. And
going.
Always moving. It's like a speeding train that just doesn't slow down for anyone. Starting off with some ESO news and a few updates and just some things that we want to let you all know about that is coming in the immediate future, we would say.
All right.
And first look at Deadlands.
Yes.
With zone lead Tom Murphy.
And then we are going to get into
previewing
Deadlands. Some of the new features coming with Update 32, joined by Creative Director Rich Lambert and our lead gameplay designer Rob Garrett.
Oh, hey, Rich. That'll be fun.
And we will have some special giveaways.
Yes, Fruit Crew.
Yes.
Spam those. Spam those in Bethesda.
Courtesy.
Can actually show you what they
got
look
him?
like. Yes. So we have
look at that
some
mouse.
really cool stuff from Alienware. Thank you so much, by the way, chat. I
Those
see all the birthday
headphones.
wishes. I really appreciate it. My birthday was yesterday. Jess's birthday is next week.
Happy birthday, Gina and Jess.
Yeah, we have a nice little like community team birthday month here.
Birthday
That's
month.
sweet.
Yeah.
Birthday week.
Birthday month.
We're
Birthday
exactly a week
year.
apart, so it's always easy to remember Jess's birthday because I'm like, well, next week it's hers when it's mine.
You did, gosh.
So Alienware donated these really cool items for us to give away during the
want
stream.
every
We
single
have
one of
a
these things.
Headset, a backpack, a hat, an
Me
extra
too,
large
goodies.
mouse pad to go along with that awesome mouse and of
That all
course,
looks
a keyboard.
sick. I mean, cereal. I mean, that would look
So
good
we
in
will
my
be
setup.
giving
I'm just
those
saying.
away a little bit later in the stream. Actually, just got them delivered like
What's
a
up,
half an
Helen?
hour ago on my doorstep. So got them right here.
Oh,
in a very
Gina's
large
got
box.
them. Well, happy birthday, Gina. I guess you
We're
deserve
going
it.
to
It's
do
your
two of
birthday.
those, right? 2 giveaways?
We'll do 2 giveaways. Yeah. Oh
How
my
about more
gosh,
like?
why-
How about 10? You know,
There we
let's
go.
just make it 10.
Yeah, we'll do 2 giveaways. We'll do the headset, the hat, and the backpack. And then later on in the stream, towards the end, we'll do the keyboard, the mouse, and then the mouse pad. So anybody can win. Just hang out and chat, and
want
we'll do
the
some
whole
keywords for
bundle.
everybody to join in. And of course, Twitch drops. We have those active today. So
All
just
right,
make
you
sure to
heard
link
it.
your
So make
account.
sure you have
And,
one of their tabs open as well to
All
watch
you
for
have to do
drops.
is watch 15 minutes, but we hope that you'll watch longer than 15 minutes and stick around with us because we have some cool stuff to show you today.
Let's see.
But first, let's
And
get
we
into
can get
some
into-
news.
Yep.
What do we have going on?
We'll make it quick.
We will, because we know everybody wants to check out Deadlands and all the
Yes.
stuff we have today. So we do have a PC incremental patch on Monday. It's mostly just some crash fixes. Oh, I forget what's in there. I'm getting them all mixed up with other stuff. So we'll just say keep an eye out on Monday. We'll be publishing the patch notes at that point.
Ooh, patch notes
Also
Monday.
going in with that patch is the Battleground Q Changes. So we did put up some messaging about this
Wait, what is this?
earlier this week, I think. So what we're doing for a period of time, this is not a permanent change, it's just temporary, is making it so you can only queue for,
Specific battlegrounds?
Deathmatch.
thank you, deathmatch. I'm
Oh,
sitting here thinking like death mode, no, death something.
Death mode?
Yes, deathmatch.
I like that name actually.
It's Friday, y'all.
Cool.
So that is going to go
sweet.
into PC, Mac, and Stadia on Monday,
Yes.
and then Xbox One, Xbox Series S,
Hopefully
and
that'll
S,
filter out all
PlayStation
the
4, and
people
PlayStation
just
5
trying to
on
gank us.
Wednesday. And also on Wednesday is a console incremental patch. So all the patches, all next week.
That is so exciting, guys,
Amazing.
for our
This
BG
Battleground
crew.
Q Changes, which again, this isn't a solution. This isn't a permanent thing. It's just something we're trying out.
Let's
'Cause
try
I've seen
it.
A lot of people
I'm
saying like, "Hey,
all
I
for trying this.
Deathmatch." So we're gonna give it a try. See how it goes.
Get all
take
the
in some
sweaty
feedback
people
and data,
together
and
and
then,
leave room for us.
when we have next steps, we'll let you know.
I just want to capture the flag.
Yep. And then we put up the Update 32 combat preview today.
That's what Lucky was probably
you can
going
find
over.
that on the official forums in the combat category. We will talk a little bit more about it later in this stream with Rob, one of our guests.
No, Matt, I
And
think it's where you can
potentially
only
Rich, too.
queue for
might both
deathmatch.
talk about it.
Unless I misunderstood. I
Now
believe
also
people
we
can
have
specifically
a
queue
number
queue
of
just for
activities
deathmatch.
going on around our
And we have
Trivium
sweaty people that
partnership.
only want to do
One of
deathmatch
them
will
is the
queue for
Acts
that
of
one.
Oblivion sweepstakes.
That's to my
If you
knowledge.
haven't signed up yet,
That's what I
you
heard.
can enter by October 31st.
Ooh, look at how
We
sick
encourage you to
this
do so.
is.
It's a really cool double neck God, I almost said axe. Guitar. It's kind of an axe guitar, isn't it?
So cool. Yeah, it is.
It's based on
Looks like it's
Mehran's
at
Dagon's
scale.
axe. And then we also have the ESO Rocks Out social campaign happening right now. And that is happening on the official ESO Twitter and Instagram account. We're doing activity prompts every 3 days. There's one going on right now where we're asking our players
I don't
to
think
put
that's correct,
together
Matt. I feel like that's got
their
to be wrong. I
favorite
don't think they'd
heavy
get rid of
metal
all the other
music
BGs except for
playlists
deathmatch. That
inspired
would be
by
kind of silly.
ESO and the Gates of Oblivion. Every 3 days, we randomly select a couple of winners, actually 3 winners.
Oh, wow.
And they can choose from a selection of prizes. This is all detailed on the ESO website if you want to take a look.
Ooh, so
But
check
we
it
hope you'll
out.
participate. Fun. And we actually had Trivium share a playlist of their own yesterday, which was really fun.
Oh, cool.
See.
That's the band I think they're collaborating with on this.
And then next up, we have our next stream is going to be the big Gates of Oblivion year-end stream. We previously announced that is happening on October 1st. That is still the case.
Ooh, that's
and
coming
more
up.
info will be coming on that very soon. We are all working hard to prepare for it.
Exciting.
Just want to throw in that we are going to have other streams after this one, so this will not be our last stream of the year, but it's going to be sort of a
wrap up.
I don't want to say too much, so I'll just leave it at what it says on the screen. Year-end stream for Gates of Oblivion. That's it.
I think it's like a wrap up, maybe.
Say anything else?
We'll see. They're afraid to give too much away.
Right, and then we it's always hard to juggle. Like, what have you said publicly? What have you not said?
I was just gonna
like,
say,
even
it's probably
this,
so
we went
hard
back
for them.
and
They're
forth,
probably
did
under
we
like an
say it was
NDA or
October?
something,
So, like,
and they
it's
have
hard
to like be
keep
very
everything
careful they don't
straight.
spoil something they haven't talked about yet publicly, even though they all know are in the
we
know.
also
You know what I mean?
added some new ESO stream
Look,
team members.
guys, there's new
recently. We put out a
friendos.
tweet about this earlier in the week, so please welcome these new
Look at
streamers.
them all. We know so many of these
joining our
friends.
team, and then we also have some stream team partners.
Oh,
that
weird,
been with
Matt.
the stream team
Feel
for
free
a
to
long
post
time.
that in the
We've
Discord, Matt,
leveraged them up
and
to
share that link
100
with us.
here,
Now I'm
so
curious.
They'll have some exclusive pets to give away, and
Look how fun.
we hope you'll check them out. You can see kind of a full list of our streamers on our website. I see chat
Hey, guys.
cheering on their favorite streamers. We have a lot of really
That
good
is
ones,
awesome.
honestly. Yeah.
Congrats to everybody.
Yeah,
Congrats.
it's
I know,
been,
and our new partners, too.
It's been fun just trying to support some of the folks who support us so much. You know, it's the least we can do, right? So
It's
yeah,
very
be sure
cool.
and check them out. They're a good bunch.
They are.
Last but not least,
Indeed.
Should we put on our
we
little...
talked about how next week is all these
Busy.
patches, and it's been super busy, and gosh, we can't keep straight what we're doing, and we just released this thing, and now we're going to release something else. Well, we're all like brain mush right now because we're actually launching Update 32 on PTS on Monday. Yay!
Oh, wow.
So we've been hard at work trying to get everything
PTS
prepped
Monday.
and out the door. So we're really excited for everybody to be able to check out the Deadlands and everything that we talk about today on our test server on Monday, even though we just launched the chapter. So
3
it's gonna
patches
be-
next week.
Yes, 3 patches, PTS, PC, and console. So we're really, really excited to have
Oh, you did,
everybody
Matt? You could post
jump
it in here
into
too,
this
actually, if you
and
like.
Start giving some feedback.
That way
But
people
first,
can check it out if they're interested.
But first, we are going to show off a little bit of the Deadlands. We're not going to spoil anything.
Yes.
Just a little preview of what you can expect in the Deadlands. And joining us is our zone lead, Tom Murphy.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
Tom?
Hello.
Thank you, Matt.
Happy to be here.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. So Tom actually was on an ESO Live years ago at this point, right?
Technically, yes, years ago.
It's been a while.
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
What? I mean, we
As
always
zone
joke
lead.
about how time has no meaning anymore, but
True.
it just doesn't, right? So, Tom, as a zone
Yeah.
lead, what is your kind of responsibilities and what's your role with bringing the Deadlands to our community?
Sure. So, what I do is kind of create the initial, define the setting and the initial stories for the zone. And to help me with that, I work basically shoulder to shoulder with our lead content designer, Jeremy Serra, our lead writer, Bill Salvasek, and our lore master, Lehman Tuttle.
Very cool.
To really kind of see where the Elder Scrolls Online is going and
Y'all collaborate.
areas of the Elder Scrolls universe that we want to expose to the players, and try to shape all of those various ideas into one cohesive package, like a setting and the various stories that populate it in the adventures that players are going to
Yes,
partake
Freya!
in when they
Look how
visit
white
there.
achievements.
And how it ties into the year-long story these days too, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, we have a handoff from our chapter, in this case Blackwood, right? We have a lot of super cool plot hooks that we want to knit together into a really climactic and satisfying end to the Gates of Oblivion storyline.
So cool. It's going to be awesome.
Gosh, you mentioned our lore master, Lehman Tuttle. If anyone follows him on Twitter, oh my gosh, please read the latest chain of tweets. It is just a sight to behold.
I have to follow him now. What is going on? I gotta go check that out.
It's been a whole conversation about like netch tentacles or something, right? And like
wait, is this
males have more tentacles and like
where is this going?
Just leave it at that and let people go discover it.
Oh my gosh.
It's something. It'll brighten up.
I know, okay, and Matt, I'm so bummed that you're right because
being a lore master
that's not what I understood from how they described it as well at all. I was thinking it was more like they were going to try to weed out the sweaty players just for deathmatch, and we were going to be able to do the rest of the BGs. So that's a real bummer. I agree.
I also want to caveat before we hop in and actually look at this live gameplay. We are still, well, many of us are still at home. We're pulling in a lot of different gameplay feeds and camera feeds and everything, and there's like a thunderstorm outside right now, so
oh my gosh,
if things are a little hitchy or if things seem a little bit off, we are as always doing the best we can. We just really want to make sure that we can give you all a nice
you guys are doing great. Also, does anybody see, is this a doggo back here? Is that one of Gina's doggos sleeping on the little ottoman back there? Do you see their head laying down?
Do you want to hop in game and show some of this off a little bit?
Do you see the doggo?
I would love to show this place off because it is amazing. Every detail is so good.
All right, let's go.
Right. So first stop, we're looking at a couple of different locations.
Look at the vulture!
DLC. This is one of our 2 delves called the Brandfire Reformatory. And I'm going to give a shout out to Kitty Hughes, Nanny Walkhouse, Michael Otahay, and Brandon Rush because they really knocked it out of the park with this piece of content.
Hey, Jesse.
This delve is situated in the biome that I think most people think of when they are told that we're going to the Deadlands, right?
Absolutely.
It's this landscape that is fire and brimstone and huge Daedric fortresses and such. And we definitely wanted to take what fans loved about the Elder Scrolls Oblivion and bring it to the level of quality that ESO is famous for, right? So in our story, the Brandfire Reformatory is a Daedric fortress in the Deadlands that is given over to the Order of the Waking Flame, which is a cult of mortal petitioners to Mehrunes Dagon. People who have played the Blackwood chapter are probably very familiar with them. They also created a bunch of dungeons for the Gates of Oblivion storyline. But it's just, I mean,
look at the skulls hanging up on the tree.
You don't want to call it beautiful, but
it is beautiful. Are you kidding?
Deadly beautiful.
The amazing
deadly
details.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, look at this breathtaking tree.
Absolutely.
The guy gets
me. It is chandelier bones.
Yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, this is the Order of the Waking Flame is a segue to, of course, the fact that the Deadlands DLC brings with it the climactic conclusion to our fight with Mehrunes Dagon.
A delve, Carrie.
There's a big 4-armed giant kind of looming over all the actions that players are going to take in this zone.
What was that?
Until they ultimately have to bring the fight to him and see if they can deliver Nirn. Sorry. From his
it's a little choppy, but do you see that light?
But yeah. Well, sorry, these traps are
escape.
Traps.
Oh yeah, can't walk too slowly, even though you want to take it all in, right?
Hey Tom, is that your cursor in the middle of the screen, or is it mine? Does anybody see that, or is it just
probably? It might be mine. There's a click focus thing. I'm sorry.
Oh,
that's okay. I don't see it in my.
I didn't even notice it,
but it probably is showing up on my.
Daddy Dagon.
Pretend I didn't even say it.
Yes, it will, Matt. It absolutely will.
So anyway, we have just like these breathtaking spaces, and I hope Rich and Rob don't mind. I might steal a little bit of their thunder for something they're going to talk about later. I just want to showcase, so
he gets muted.
That's a very familiar pillar of light you might see, but if you need a little help locating it,
his mic just gets muted.
It's like a light.
So this is a new feature going in with update 32, where sky shards will appear on the map, as well as what was it on the map and
compass on the compass
in the compass, right?
Very cool.
So when you're in the delve, Tom,
there you go.
Will appear
always adding stuff into the game
map for the delve, but if you're in the overland, it'll actually appear on the map for the delve to show you that there's one inside.
Yay for console, especially.
Exactly right. So you all, you know, if you've played Elder Scrolls before, you know, of course, that every delve has a sky shard in it. But you can get a little preview of the hint for the particular sky shard if you mouse over the delve on the world map, or the zone map, I should say. And then, like a POI, and again, apologies to Rich and Rob for stealing their thunder a bit. You know, this is
well, we have nothing to talk about now.
That you discover. If you get close to it, it shows up on your map, but it's not like it's always there. It's based on your proximity. So you have to get kind of close to it in order for it to start appearing.
Cool.
And just to answer a couple questions I see popping up in chat, this is for PC and for consoles. So
that reminded me of players,
we're kind of like tentatively excited, like us too, I hope. So yes, it does include all platforms.
Did you see that, Jesse?
It does
in
include
my
all
Neural
zones.
video where I had that staff that was just aggroing everything in my wake.
Across every zone. So very exciting.
Yeah, all the quality of life features we're going to be talking about today are for everybody.
Yes.
That's awesome. Look at the little guy, guys. Look at him being so cute.
Exteriors are awesome in the Deadlands, but I love our interiors too. This is, of course, a Daedric keep, so
beautiful.
I would be remiss if we didn't take a little poke around inside.
Yes. Oh, look at that guy on the
are masters of interior decoration, of course.
Ooh,
yeah, man,
really
it's like
look at the torture devices. So many rituals in here.
Players are going to come here, obviously, on various quests, and there's a lot of lore and history to the Waking Flame cult and their activities in the Deadlands, built both into the lore of this space via readables and books and stuff, but also just in the environment. The idea of this particular location, it's the Reformatory. It's a place where the Waking Flame brings members of its order who are deemed sort of lacking in faith, right? They are doubters or people who have tried to defect, and the cult does not view them too highly, and so it will take whatever means necessary to try and rehabilitate them, as it were.
The lore in this whole place.
The most fervent believers of Mehrunes Dagon as mortals pale in comparison to Mehrunes Dagon's Daedric supporters. So you can see this awesome scene. The headmaster of the Reformatory is killed by Kinreeve here, who is just
new motifs.
I love his armor. It's so cool. Like, these are a type of enemy that are new to the
Sick
DLC.
Armor.
And I don't want to give too much away, obviously. It's so hard not to just gush about everything that we have to show.
I need to meet this guy.
But,
he's all about the creepy.
I'm really excited for players to get a chance to explore these spaces and fight through it and play the stories, because they're just... We did so much great work for this zone, and I think that it's going to be amazing to play through.
Oh, look at the claw hand!
Yeah, the fact that this is just a delve. Like, there's
I want to pick that guy's brain about all the creepy stuff they've added.
Go into third person for the next one, and then we can zoom into first. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just really sensitive to it. And then we could go into first person if you want to look at something very specific.
I totally get it. Sorry. I just love getting up close and personal with all the details. You know.
Totally. It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
And while
this place to show. Yeah.
I was going to say, while the next one is loading, I do just want to kind of remind everybody that we are pulling in this gameplay from another location on an internal server, and we're still streaming from home. So
it looks great, guys. It looks great.
That's why it might look a little bit choppy.
It's a little choppy, but they're not choppy.
Outside. So all of these things together kind of creates a less than ideal.
I think he was so excitable, Badger. I just think he didn't show it in his I don't think he's a smiley guy maybe, but he was clearly like passionate about all the details they were putting in. I could totally sense that he was all about it.
And play on Monday on the test server if you're so inclined.
Yes, Monday!
Check it out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna check out all that shit. Yeah. Heck yeah!
Want to remind
everybody
that probably after Tom is done doing his preview,
I want that armor.
We are going to be doing this giveaway for some
Alienware. Too, man. He's like trying to keep it in.
Are going to start off with probably the headset, the backpack, and the hat. We will give these away.
I want it all.
So hang tight if you're really excited to win some Alienware stuff. We are going to be doing it very soon. And then towards the end of the stream, we'll give away the other items. So we hope that you'll stick around because they are pretty cool.
No, but they're not choppy,
Sorry, there's just too much good stuff, and the tiny tube
video of them isn't choppy.
Deliver it from our servers to your PCs.
It looks good, guys. You don't have to apologize. It looks great. We're
one of the really cool things, and I don't want to spoil too much, but maybe we'll just kind of touch on it for a second. One of the really cool things going into the zone are these things called Wandering Executioners.
They already
they're like they're essentially like wandering world bosses, but harder, I think, right?
That's right.
Wandering?
They are, yes. So they're like a world boss plus, I would say. And we just wanted to create this,
fresh meat.
The idea that the Deadlands is inhospitable and a trial to not only reach, but also to subsist in, right? So we had this idea that, like, if you stay in one place too long, you risk running afoul of these Havoc-Crawl Executioners, these giant imposing monsters that take no prisoners, right? They will execute anybody that they deem to be lacking in Mehrunes Dagon's realm. Because he's the Prince of Change and Revolution, he wants to challenge and...
I totally see him screaming inside.
Basically, only the strong survive is sort of the idea that we thought of.
Yeah, man,
in addition to our classic world bosses, which we have two, that players can go out and challenge if they seek to. These guys bring like a new sense of threat to exploring.
I love that.
Zone.
Yeah.
It gives a sense of danger to the whole zone. How can you tell the difference between them? Is it just that they tend to roam versus the world bosses tend to stay in one place?
Great question.
Yes. So, I mean, in our sort of classic world boss design, right? Like there's a fixed arena, there's
there's like literally a skull where it's going to appear on the map.
The UI, and they'll just always be in that spot. You can go there and the spawner will be up, the boss will be available for you to face down. And then these guys, they're constantly on a patrol basically around the zone. There's a bunch of different possible routes they can take. There's several of them as well. Right. And so they could easily sneak up on you. Like, you're on the main quest and you want to pause to like check out your bag or something. Like, just be aware that they're
like the zombies in Walking Dead. They just sneak up on you.
Can you hear them coming?
I think so. I mean, we also wanted to make sure that, like, if you do have to step away from the keyboard or something, that you're not just going to get ganked. So there's a balancing act.
But I wonder whose computer keeps going
off. A sense of dread, right? Like, it's called the Deadlands. It's not called the Happy.
It's very much like lurking whores in Imperial City.
Right. So oh my gosh, why? So. Gonna go off topic for a second. My notifications keep popping up even though I muted it, and Outlook has been doing this thing all day where, like, even though I see the emails and they're in my inbox, I can relate, Gina.
Operator error happens to me all the time.
I'm just gonna notify you of all these emails that came in the past hour.
See, I'm not the only one, guys.
I don't know how to make it stop.
Sometimes it just wants to be heard. It can't be stopped. I don't want it's too OP.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna close it. I'm that person that, like, I'll start typing an email and then go to something else, and I just have it sitting in my thing unsent, so it's okay. So anyway, if anyone was like, somebody's notifications, it's me.
Is this Gina's? Sorry. Is this Gina's character?
It's a me.
It's a me.
Yes.
There it is again. I'm just gonna close this.
I'm gonna use a classic Tom Murphy lack of segue to just start talking. If that's okay.
Please do.
Yeah, let's go.
So we had volcanic Deadlands. We've seen from the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. That's obviously a classic biome, but we weren't satisfied with just, sort of revisiting the memories of old Elder Scrolls games. We wanted to contribute something new to the lore. And so we decided that, Mehrunes Dagon, he's not the Daedric Prince of Lava, right? He's the Daedric Prince of Destruction, and destruction takes so many different forms. There's so many different natural disasters that we could use to create.
Is Moab the Lord of Destruction, and then Dagon is the Prince of Destruction?
And we talked back and forth about how we can provide like visual variety and cool like identity to the various places that players can go in the zone, and we came up with a different biome that we call the Sever, which is informed by like torrential storms and shearing winds, and a very different kind of destruction and disaster than a volcanic eruption or a magma.
Yes, what Matt? We must know this.
That's sort of what we're seeing here. And in addition to that, we're also seeing our main friendly settlement in the Deadlands, which we call Wretched Spire, which you can see this sort of point of interest in the distance.
Definitely getting Dark Souls vibes. Push.
Dunmer-style spire. There's a lot of lore here, and I would love to expound upon it, but I will not, because I want players to discover as much of this place as they can on their own. But
all right, I appreciate that, but I'm also very disappointed.
Thought long and hard about how we could, there's a lot of gameplay advantages to having a friendly place for players to go in the Deadlands, so that they could trade and meet up and not have to worry about, for example, having executioners don't come here.
I hope we get a pet vulture.
How does that make sense in the lore? And I worked a lot with various members of the team
to
kind of help justify this place's existence, and it's one of the coolest locations in the zone by far. And I'll give a quick shout out to the people that helped make this happen. It's Jesse Smith, Patrick Corsi, Steph Newland, Charlie Shenton, and Steve Pollock. And it takes a village sometimes to make a place really sing, but they did a great job. So like, even though this is a friendly place in the Deadlands, like you can see like nobody is having fun living here. Like it's all
it's like a safe haven, but like
it's barely held together. But they've managed to eke out a subsistence.
Thank you, Matt.
In the shadow of this wretched spire. Hey, that's the name of the space. And you also see like
it might be earnable, Jesse.
The storms here are slightly calmer, but it's still like a terrible place to be. There's these massive spires always looming overhead.
I like that push.
We have a combination of mortals and Daedra. These are cultists who did manage to escape. These are slave workers that managed to get out of Dagon's camps.
This whole place is so creepy. It's like a sci-fi movie or something.
For one reason or another, have dared oppose the Daedric Prince of Destruction. And, there's not a lot of places that you can find a safe harbor in the Deadlands. Wretched Spire is certainly one of the few, if not the only. Players will come through here multiple times on the main story. There's, of course, a big quest that goes into the specifics of the relationships in this town. With any place on the brink of disaster, like the settlement in the Deadlands would be, Wretched Spire has tension in the air that you could cut with a knife, right?
Oh, and I love that name. It seems so fitting.
A lot of fun getting in the middle of that. I'm just going to go showcase, Wretched Spire has a friendly side. It has a less friendly side as well, a district we call the Flea Pits.
Flea Pits?
And players will have to dive through here as well. It gives us a great sense of more of the hallmarks of this new environment that we created in the Deadlands, this Sever.
Look at all those bones and skulls!
People come to Wretched Spire for safety. They don't always get along with others, and those ne'er-do-wells end up here in the Flea Pits. So,
Tom, before you
for a quick sec.
Before you hop too deep into the Flea Pits, which honestly, I don't know anybody that's going to be hanging out there. But
I will.
I wanted to start our first Alienware giveaway because we do want to make sure that we get through everything today.
You can have the Bethesda channel open another window and watch for drops there.
Enter to win some of the Alienware items that we have today. We're going to keep the keyword nice and easy. It's just Alienware.
Great. Make sure you enter, guys.
No exclamation points or anything. It's just Alienware.
Make sure you enter, guys.
There we go. We got entries.
I bet he's also Mr.
While Tom continues through, you can go ahead and enter into the first giveaway.
So many titles. You're right.
We will draw a winner. So Tom, I'm so sorry for interrupting.
No, I was just saying you'll have to tell me when to stop, because if you let me, I'll show off this whole zone. It's just so amazing to walk through.
So is this a delve?
This is not.
This is not. Okay.
This is Wretched Spire has its own quest line, and players will come through the Flea Pits when they're, there's a bunch of quests you know, it's a village, right?
Look at the green like goo water
that hole up in Wretched Spire, and sometimes they need things on the wrong side of the tracks, which is where we are for sure. So, you know, it's not quite a delve. It's a story
of the Caribbean
location,
too, like when all those people are running around and everything's like on fire.
Location, yeah. One thing we definitely wanted to do with the designs of our spaces was try to make, you know, it's not just like we're not doing this because it's a delve, right? We're doing this space because it's a fun place to go and people have need of things there. And it's not just like, oh, I did the delve quest, I'm done. I'm like, nope. Brandfire Reformatory, the flea pits, like these are key locations, and we built them because we want players to adventure here, and maybe not just for one story, and that's all they're gonna see.
Look at up here with the fire. That looks like a face. That tree.
Help out things
like fire in the eyes.
Like
do you see it?
So this is technically like Cold Harbor in that it is a part of Oblivion, right?
This is part of the Deadlands. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Cold Harbor is the domain of Milog Ball, and the Deadlands is the domain of Marin's Dagon.
Right. Right. I love how different the cities look, even though they're sort of both like Daedric Prince realms. They have a very different look and feel. The cities themselves, it's really cool.
Right. So like a key thing, Marin's Dagon, like I said, Prince of Destruction, but also change, revolution. The idea that his domain is dynamic. Like there's lightning crackling, there's magma spewing.
Yeah. Magma spewing. I love how he's describing it.
Like despair and dread.
Yes.
It's very still. It's almost like a tomb, right? Like you can just feel this foreboding sense when you walk around.
I totally do get that vibe. They knocked it out of the park with this one. You're not gonna have a good day
in either one, but here it's like you better keep moving. You better watch your step, because any minute, like either a monster's going to show up or a plant is going to ensnare you or lightning's going to strike you.
Oh wait, you can be struck by lightning?
Make sure that the
the
philosophy of the man in charge, the Daedra in charge, was here every waking moment.
Yeah, Aaron.
That's the flea pits.
Maybe the spikes, Aaron.
Somebody stop me.
Awesome.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Somebody.
We want more.
All right. So I saw somebody in chat asking, like, why is everyone typing Alienware? It's because we love Alienware. But we're also doing a giveaway for some Alienware items. So we are going to draw a winner very soon. If you would like a chance to enter in, get it in now, because we're about to press that button.
Looks freaking sick.
2, 1, no.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I picked a winner.
I want those vultures.
There we go.
Who is it?
Winner is Sazakala.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But you said my name incorrectly.
I love Sazakala too. So they just won a Alienware headset, a backpack, and what was the other thing? A hat. So we will contact you, honestly, at this point, probably Monday, and get your information. I'm trying to be realistic here. And we will do another Alienware giveaway a little bit later in the stream.
Oh, look at that tree. I need it.
But
it's like covered with blood or something inside.
I think we are going to say goodbye to Tom.
Thank you so much he's the creepy guy.
Sharing your time with us today. Yeah.
An immense pleasure. I am so pumped for players to be able to check out the Deadlands on Monday, right?
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, we can round of applause for Tom.
This is really, really cool. I can't wait to. This is
describing
such a nice
everything super eerie and creepily, and just got me even more hyped.
Areas that players can visit.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom, for being so creepy.
Again, this was only a piece of it. There's a whole lot more that you're going to be able to check out.
I said all of her names wrong.
So, Tom, thank you again. We're lucky to have you today.
Oh,
it's always a pleasure.
Oh,
have a good
weekend.
So you know what we're going to do is, I don't have like a fancy transition to go from here to the next one. So we're just going to say bye to Tom, and then we're going to say hello to Rich and Rob. Just
that was like a transition.
And there they are.
My gosh, Rob, who is Rob? He looks like he's like
hello.
12 years old.
I was trying
magic.
I was trying really hard to find like some
like,
sort
who's
of
this
fancy
child?
Like
lead game designer, 12 years old.
5-second look at this cool thing or whatever, but it just didn't work out, and we ran out of time. So this was
hello,
fun.
Slash. I mean, Rich. I mean,
Slash. Thank you. Doing it live. Exactly. That's how we do here. So for anybody who may not know, Rich and Rob, they have been on our streams before. Rich is our creative director for ESO, and Rob is our lead gameplay designer.
Rob looks like a young Lucky.
Rob, as a
lead
gameplay designer, what are all the teams that you kind of help oversee for ESO?
So yeah, I mean, I am fortunate to
he doesn't
have a
sound
role where
12.
I'm overseeing our gameplay design teams, which includes combat design, systems design, user interface, and monetization design. I also help organize some of our product teams where we actually have, I mean, nothing's made by just designers, right? Like,
look at his cool pictures in the background on his wall.
Engineers and artists and producers and audio folks and
so sick.
I also help with organizing some of those teams so that we can actually deliver awesome things to you, the ESO fam.
ESO fam, that's us, guys. He's talking to us.
All right, so should we, well, how about this? Before we dive into some of the new features coming with Update 32, let's touch on the combat preview, because that is something, as Jess said, that we published earlier today. Rob, did you want to give just kind of an overview of a lot of the combat changes that are going in?
Sure, we'll do like a high level overview. We're not going to go into super deep details at this point. As you mentioned, there is a preview. It's up on the forums right now. You can go look at it. But I'll summarize some of the big beats here. First off, there's the combat team had two primary goals that they were attacking. This isn't the only thing that they're doing, but the two sort of big ticket items was actually they're continuations of work we've been doing in previous patches. The first one is continuing to try to balance proc sets and make them more healthy for the game in both PvE and PvP. And then stat hybridization. And what we mean by that is the game for a long time has highly encouraged players, especially as you get deeper into the game, to focus entirely on a magicka build or a stamina build. Tanks are a little bit of an exception there, but if you're doing DPS or healing, you tend to be like, no, just do one. What we've been trying to do is make some changes that afford a little bit, open things up a little bit so that players can have a little more freedom of choice in what they're putting on their bars and what type of sets they're using and that type of thing.
Like healer DPS? But done well?
Proc sets, what we're doing is most of the changes are designed to reduce the potential for burst combos that result from the scenario where multiple sets with a similar effect will all trigger simultaneously, right? Like you set up a bunch of sets, a bunch of procs go off at once, it creates this really big effect that isn't always healthy for the game. So there's going to be... Yeah, the wombo combos, for sure. So there's going to be a cooldown.
That's like what happens in PvP,
right? Prevents these certain effects that are very similar from happening simultaneously.
Sounds good in
it's
theory,
not a long
right?
cooldown, but there's a lot of details on this. It's not something I'm going to explain in full right now. In fact, our combat preview doesn't even explain it in full. What we're focusing on right now is talking about like the goals and the overall strategy for this. You'll see all the details of the changes and all the different sets that would be affected by this and such when we get to patch note time, which, as you've already said, is Monday. So we're very close.
Yes.
Additionally, more changes that we're doing here related to the balance is instituting a hard cap on critical damage and healing. So this doesn't affect crit chance, it only affects critical damage and healing, but there will be a hard cap there. And what we're trying to do is create an incentive for players to invest their stats and points into other stats
Astro.
And not just crit, because it's tends to be very effective right now in a way that, again, isn't always healthy for the game. However, we are going to also combine with this, we're sort of reverting a change that we did before, which is that proc sets that scale with weapon damage, spell damage, magicka, and stamina, a while back we removed the ability for those sets to critical strike. We are re-enabling that alongside of these other changes. And so that's mostly what we're doing for the item sets. Again, the combat preview won't actually even cover all of the things that we're doing. It's more of just,
you know what though, at least they're trying.
On the hybridization side of things,
they're never just settling with this is okay. Like they're always trying to make it better. I give them props for that. They're just trying different things, seeing if anything
on this and thinking about the implications of it. But all item sets that grant stats will now grant hybrid stats. So an example of this would be if an existing set would give you weapon damage, that same set now will also give you spell damage. You don't have to do anything. This is just going to work like the way it... Oh, wow, I said the phrase.
Oh, you did it! I heard it.
I totally did it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I wanted to say it, and I'm like, I'll just let it go, but then I couldn't resist.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, it's automatic, right?
Yes, the sets will be updated to do this. So we know these are big changes, and people are going to have lots of questions, and the theory crafting is going to be exploding and stuff.
That's exciting, though.
Take a breath, try it all on PTS, see what you come up with.
That's really cool.
So yeah, again, check out the combat preview if you want to get a little bit more detail on what we're trying to accomplish. Again, it is not exhaustive. It doesn't go over all the changes. It's just the big beats. And then Monday, you can look at the patch notes and then play it. Hop in and check it out and test it out.
Yeah, please try it out.
I don't think PvPers will be happy at all, but I think
Gina and I are going to go
will be more
over
excited.
some additional quality of life features that are coming with update 32 for all platforms
quality of life
when it goes live, and it will be on the PTS. We're going to run through a few of them real quick, and then we'll spend more time on a few at the end with Rob and Rich.
Yes.
So first off, we already mentioned, and for anybody who didn't come in when we mentioned it, Sky Shard icons are now going to appear on your map and on your compass when you get close to them. That is for all platforms. We're really excited about it.
Yes.
If there's one in a delve, you'll see it on where the delve is on your overland map, and then when you go into the delve, it'll show up on the delve map too. So it's really nice feature.
Just a little clarification on that also is that they effectively work like POIs. So when you wander within close enough distance of it, it'll appear on your map.
That's a big argument for a lot.
There is something where it works a little differently, though, is that by default, once you have collected a Sky Shard, it will disappear from your map.
Oh,
that's nice.
There is a filter in the maps that will that you can turn this on and off, but by default, they'll show up if you haven't collected them, but you've discovered them.
That's a good quality of life.
Once you collect them, they disappear. The other part of this is that they're now part of Zone Guide. So
that's nice.
As many of you know, the Zone Guide will point you to various things. There's a button that will point you to various things in the zone so you can complete all the content. Once you have completed everything else in the zone, if there are any Sky Shards you haven't found and you click that button on the Zone Guide, it will directly point you to the next Sky Shard until you've collected them all.
Awesome. Yes. And we are also adding Dark Anchors and Incursions, all the Dark Anchor type content to the map as well. Cool. Are they going to work the same way as that, Rob?
Kind of. I mean, so if anyone's wondering, Incursions is the term we use that describe all of the world events, regardless of where they are, like dolmens, geysers,
I didn't know that.
arrow storms.
I just called them world events.
What this does is it allows the player to actually see which ones currently are active on the map.
Like dragons. Right?
That's
like,
really, really
so dragons already did that.
I think, Antonio, we don't need the add-on, possibly, now with these quality of life changes, right?
So nice.
Yes.
Or maybe you just won't have Sky Shards clicked on that filter.
Guild vendor, and actually all system mails, but we know guild vendor mails are usually the main one. The team has updated those so that they are nearly instant. So you'll get them a lot quicker. You don't have to zone anymore.
Oh, cool.
Rob, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
That's it. That's the main beat. Is that you don't have to wait once you buy something off that guild trader. You don't have to I need the zone in order to get it. It'll just appear.
It'll just more instant gratification.
Yes. Something else that's kind of cool is we have some changes coming to combat music. We're kind of making some additional options here. So you'll be able to choose if you want to hear all combat music, if you only want to hear boss combat music, or no combat music at all. You know, it's just a nice little way to
other options. This
let you kind of pick and choose the things that you want to hear when you're on combat. Have a lot of people always asking about mythic items. We do have 3 new mythic items that you'll be able to get. These are found through antiquities, so just remember you do need Greymoor in order to access this.
But the antiquity system is so fun if you don't have it. Totally worth.
What these are and what they do in Monday's patch notes, so we're not going to get too deep into that today.
But Monday.
And we have something else that I think Rich kind of like started to spill the beans on this a little bit.
Camels with capes?
Maybe like a week or two ago or something, and we all wanted to just smack him for it. But
Zuckus house guest.
You actually want to
Argonian companion.
I can. So yeah, like
I can't wait
I guess
achievements.
it was a couple of weeks now. I might have let slip something about item set collections, and there's something coming with that. And so Rob, if you could just kind of show the screen.
What's it gonna be? Item set collections?
What we have now is a summary screen for item set collections, which is really cool. It shows you progress. I'm pretty stoked about this. You can actually click on the individual categories, and away you go. Takes you right to them. So that is the thing I was super excited about.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Rob has them all collected and unlocked.
I have them all. Yeah, sorry. So this is again internal servers. I'm on a special character template here where it just gave me all the sets. So yes, this is what it looks like when you've done all the things.
Lucky probably has.
Man, that felt good.
A lot of this track.
Such a troll. There's more coming, but we're gonna go into other stuff first. So don't worry, chat. There's a lot more coming. Don't worry.
All right, Rich, we're gonna hold you to it.
Oh, and
give me my Zuckus.
We'll just go ahead and show it, just to prove. Yes, this works on console as well.
Yes.
Aw, cute.
That looks nice.
Gosh, look, the UI on console actually looks pretty sweet.
Very cool.
Looks pretty clean, doesn't it?
Leaked.
Thank you for only sort of leaking, but not really.
Guys, try to be excited. They said more is coming. They're trying to, like, you know, save the best for last, right, guys?
All right.
But in all seriousness, though, like we have some other really cool things coming.
All right, what is it? Go on.
One of them involves some pretty cool rendering tech that is going to be coming up, and that is DLSS. So for those that don't know what DLSS is, this is some really cool tech by NVIDIA. It's called Deep Learning Super Sampling. And basically what it is for any RTX Generation 2 or 3 series that has the capabilities to run this, you'll be able to go into your video settings in anti-aliasing and choose DLSS. When you do that, you can also toggle between quality balance and perf. And what that does is allows the game to run at a lower resolution, and the graphics card will up-res everything.
Oh, cool.
It's a pretty
nice, Aaron.
big performance improvement.
That's very cool.
Especially playing at high resolutions like 4K.
Yeah.
And it's cleaner, it's crisper, and it's just really, really crazy tech.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to be able to do that.
Very cool.
And while we were working on that tech, we also were working with NVIDIA on some new tech that we are going to be the first game that's ever done this before. This is debuting their cool new tech, and it's called DLAA. And basically what that is deep learning anti-aliasing, where it's the same kind of concept. You won't get a performance boost out of this, but what you get is just absolutely incredible anti-aliasing with this. It's unbelievable. And for those that don't know what aliasing is or anti-aliasing is, it's basically those jaggies you see on a lot of the images on the straight lines and whatnot. That's just an artifact of converting images from super high resolution to lower resolution. Your video card has to work really hard to smooth out all those lines and edges. And so this new tech that NVIDIA came up with just is unbelievable. Like it's crazy how good it is. So two new really cool pieces of tech.
Very cool. This is all going to be really cool.
And these are just NVIDIA cards, you said, right?
Just NVIDIA cards. Yeah, you need the RTX 2000 or RTX 3000 series cards in order to take advantage of it.
Okay.
And again, this will all be on PTS if everyone wants to try it out. If you have
we can see it on the PTS
that you can use
on Monday.
You'll find these in the video settings, and you can enable them in there. We would love to hear.
I'm taking notes so I can cover all the
how everything works and what you think of it.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the next thing?
Yes.
I'm pretty excited.
Okay.
Give me my Zuckus house guest.
This next one, personally.
Give me.
I have a feeling that other people are going to probably be even more excited than I am. So
is it going to be the house?
Yeah.
Rich, is this something you want to talk about?
This is the thing that I almost leaked.
Wait, we've got a thing that you leaked and thing that you almost leaked?
Are you going in companion?
Rich.
So
Rich.
Pocket outfit
I mean,
station.
when you're talking on stream, it's hard to, I'll do better, I promise. So basically, what this new technology does for us is helps ease the pain of acquiring item sets. So, you know, my personal story, the RNG pain, my personal story of chasing that sharpened, you know, Inferno staff in VMA. I did well over 500 runs. I actually didn't get it until 2 days after we put retrading in the game. You know, there's, nice. You know, Transmute has helped with that. The item set collection system has helped with that. But you're still kind of at the mercy of RNG, you know. Hello, Medusa Inferno staff, right? Everybody's chasing that right now. It's painful.
Aaron.
So we wanted to improve that. And we wanted to, you know, reduce that kind of pain of, oh, this is another failed run. I got a duplicate thing of whatever I did, so on and so forth. And so I know everybody in chat, because I can see right now, everybody in chat is going, oh my God, tokens, tokens, tokens. It's actually not tokens. It's not a token system. What we're going to do is we're leveraging the sticker book or item set collections and, you know, use that to help curate the RNG for these item sets. So basically what that means is when you kill a boss that drops a particular item in an item set, the tech is going to look at your sticker book and will pick from something that you don't have. So as an example of this, I go into Ark's Cranium. I'm, you know, missing that Inferno staff of Medusa. I'm, you know, also missing, you know, a Resto staff of Lamia Song, I think is the other item set in there.
That seems huge.
And there's one other. When you kill a boss,
it doesn't even matter
time,
at this point. Chat's just so excited. You can
say
it at this point.
So when you kill a boss, that next time, it's only going to roll on those 2 items.
That's awesome.
So you're progressing.
So if you're only missing, you know, like he's only missing the mall, Lucky, and like Frostfall, for example,
would have to run that dungeon
or
in
like
order to get
in VMA, only missing the staff. You know what I mean?
So you're effectively guaranteed not to get a duplicate.
You're guaranteed to get what you don't have.
Yes.
Something from something you don't have.
There's some caveats in there, a couple of notes on this, right? So once you get everything in the sticker book, it reverts back to how it works right now. It's totally RNG.
That's fair, though.
We're also not changing the sourcing of sets. So bosses that only dropped boots and belts and gauntlets for whatever will still only drop those.
I think
so
that's
you
all
can't
fair.
just farm the first boss over and over and over to get everything you want, because I know players will do that. You'll still have to go, you know, if you want the weapons
that's all
from
fine.
Ark's Cranium, you have to go and kill the final boss in Ark's Cranium.
But this makes the grinding so much less
huge improvement
so much less painful.
In the overall kind of quality of life for players.
Huge quality of life.
The things
biggest.
I want to call out that are curated. So, you know, dungeon bosses, arenas, trial boss drops, you know, the bosses, the end of round chests, those kinds of things are curated. Overland set drops and incursions. So those I was going to say events, but events isn't the right thing. So dark anchors and things like that, you know, those places where you go to get a particular item, those will be curated. Monster mask drops from bosses will also be curated. The non-curated things, because we still want some RNG in the system. So regular treasure chests, those will still be random.
That's all
base
fine.
Pop will still be random. So
that's fair.
You know, base pop drops or has a chance to drop
You can't make
everything.
it too easy. No one won't play the game.
Rather than
you know what I mean.
Fishing for drops through base pop, you know, you're not going to do that, and purchased containers aren't going to have that. So monster shouldered, you know, chests, bags, Cyrodiil bags, set boxes, and IC.
That'll still be okay.
It's something that I am ridiculously excited about.
I can hear Lucky other room just like scream.
Has to collect them all, so to speak.
Gotta catch them all, guys.
This is going to make my life a lot easier.
Yours and all of ours, Rich.
I'm super excited about this. This is probably one of the biggest quality life improvements for me that we have done.
I think for the entire game, wouldn't you say? Like the sticker book was a huge upgrade, but this is even like
we just showed you a lot faster.
This is crazy.
A lot faster.
Yeah. It's kind of nice knowing that you have, like, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, okay, I know that I know how many times I have to do this to get what I want, and I know what the max is.
But it's more like
there's a chance.
You're more like committed to doing it now because you actually have a chance at getting the item versus before it was like
my chances are better next time I do it, and next time and next time and next time, right?
Every
You're like
time
checking off each time. You're that much closer versus RNG. I love it. Yep. Fantastic.
All right. Well,
and then the pocket outfit station. Yeah, I was gonna say there's
one more. There's one more.
There's lots
more.
There's lots more. One more, lots more? Which is
I don't really know how to introduce this, so I guess maybe I'll just hop over and show Rob's game, I guess, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
How about that?
Ready, set, go, Rob.
Ready, set, go.
Let me here before I show anything.
Look,
we don't. No. You can leave it on there. I want to talk a little bit about what we're trying to do here with this. I'm super excited about this, by the way. This is a thing we've been working towards for a while.
Indeed.
The team has been pounding away at this, and it's exciting to be able to represent the team in showing off this new thing. So ESO's big game, right? Like, it's gotten really big. We've been, 7 years now? 8? I've lost track.
2014, yeah.
There are a ton of activities in the game, right?
Yes.
There's a ton of zones, quest content. There's PvP, PvP,
fun.
Serial,
Battlegrounds,
dungeons, trials,
and they
arenas.
keep adding
There's
more.
so many different activities to participate in.
Absolutely.
And lots of item sets.
And lots of item sets. But the thing is that there can be, because there's so many things to do, and because you tend to want your character to behave a certain way in each activity, there can be some friction when you want to switch your activity or even your role.
Okay, I'm getting excited for account wide achievements, but I feel like that can't be.
I'm tanking in a dungeon. I want to be able to heal in a dungeon.
Oh.
So,
implemented like a dressing room.
The best way to sort of tackle this in an efficient way is to have alt characters, right? So, I make another character. Sometimes it's even the same class. I set up a certain way so that I can very quickly switch between. Additionally, even if you're just
loadout swaps, like dressing room built in.
Even if you, if you're just playing with a single character, you're just trying to like tweak your build, right? Like, I'm working on a dummy, I'm trying to improve it, I'm going to try to tweak some things, and even that can take time and cost, right? Like, you need to respec and those types of things, and that takes time and effort and like in-game currency, right? So now PC players, I'm sure, I'm not even reading the chat, but I'm assuming that they're like, we have, we use add-ons for this, and there are add-ons for PC. They mitigate some of that friction, not all of it. And console players don't have access to add-ons at all.
Correct.
So
or console.
We have gone ahead and created something that we call the Armory.
How fun! A new station?
This is a base game feature. You'll actually notice I'm in an in-room right now. So just to be clear, I'm in an in-room right now. Everyone has access to an in, and you'll mess with this in your in-room. So the Armory is a system that allows you to manually save and load character builds, or loadouts if you want to call them.
Very cool.
So what is a build, right?
What's
basically you can see stuff on the screen here. It's your skill bars, your champion points, your attributes, your gear.
Wow.
And even if you're cursed, it's your curse, and it does your outfit. So
your outfit?
How this works is we've created a new furnishing. It's called
kind
the
of
Armory
pocket
Station.
outfit station in a way.
This furnishing is free. You get it in the Crown Store, but it is free.
What
and
is free?
You place it in your home. So here I'm in the Pilgrim's Rest in the inn in Leowin, and I've placed my station here. And the first thing you have to do when you interact with this is all the builds will be blank when you start. And you set up your character. Right now I have kind of a tank character set up on this character right now. And when you go to your build, you'll see it's prompted. And also, I decided to show the console UI here first this time for all the console players out there.
It looks really nice. Yeah.
So you go here and you can save the build. You can see I'm prompted there. And once you save it, it is now shown on there. You can rename this. You can actually assign an icon to it and change the name of it as well.
How cool!
You can see all the cool icons we made for this.
Cool. I actually didn't know that part.
Oh, cute!
Yeah. So we can rename the builds and save the icons, and now this thing is just stored, right? And
so cool.
Once you have a build saved, you can then load it, and you get to bypass all of the costs associated with that. No respec scroll, no shrine, nothing like that. No spending gold on the champion system.
This
it just
is
lets you bypass
fantastic.
all of that.
This is
and
fantastic.
with one click.
Yes, with one click, you can.
It's free. It's gonna be free, Tim.
So
that's so cool.
I already mentioned this, that it will handle curses. For example, right now I am not a vampire or a werewolf. However, one of my builds here I actually called werewolf, and I gave it a cool little icon. If I decide to load that build,
ooh, and it saves this outfit.
It does it all, and you'll notice that I now have lycanthropy.
Yeah.
So
cool.
This allows you to bypass that as well, like the pain associated with switching out your curse.
I agree, God of Shade. So that's awesome.
You'll see I have a different
free,
set
right?
of gear here, it handles werewolf and vampire gracefully. There's also a couple things that are not shown in the UI here that it also is saving. It actually will save your quick slots. So whatever you have set up in your quick slots will also be saved here by this.
Very cool.
And your skill point allocation. So you can see my bars up here, but also all of how you have spent your skill points will also be saved. So.
Yep. So morphs, champion points, everything.
Yeah.
It is
fantastic.
Ridiculously awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And
hey,
you'll see,
Rob,
like I have. Yep. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. When you first went into this, did it autosave what was on your character initially, or did you just set that up ahead of time?
I had set up some builds ahead of time. When you first open up the armory, nothing will be saved. We actually have put some help in for this, because if you actually went and tried to load an empty build, it would just wipe out everything you're wearing, and you'd have to like redo everything.
No.
So there is a help note in the there's a note in the beginning. It's like, hey, the first thing you should do is probably save your current build before you start messing with anything.
That's a good thing that will tell you.
Yes. So
it does do
champion.
It does do champion points. I saw chat asking a lot, like, what about CPs? So yes, champion points.
Yep, you can see the champion points on there. It's got this all of your CP stars and the.
I'm guessing, Carol, when you click on it, it opens up the CP menu, and you save it just like everything else as like that part of that loadout.
And this is the thing we were thinking about even back when we were building.
In case you have like a build where you're more focusing on like what Aaron does, where he messes around, and he has like things like that make him run faster or something versus like something more battle oriented.
Or... They have noticed that there are some items that are in red here. In order for the system to equip the items for a build, those items must be in your inventory.
I figured,
not
just
in
like
your
dressing
bank,
room.
not in your
you have to have it on
storage. It needs to be in your inventory, and the system will alert you.
Hey, Hunter.
If there is something that's not in your inventory, even before you load it, it'll show
cool.
it.
It'll be like, you are missing
markers.
this. It's in the bank.
In the case where you equip a build where you have missing things, it just will skip those particular items. But at least it will let you know that, hey, by the way, I didn't put these things on you. Additionally, your Mundus Stone effect is not saved by the system, so you'll still want to go and update that yourself after you switch your build out, if it's important to you to
interesting. Mundus not saving. That's interesting.
The other thing here is that out of the gate, right now you can see that there's 4 build slots on here, and then there's an unlock option. Out of the gate, everyone will have 2
talking to you.
Build slots that are just come with the system. If you want more slots than that, and these slots are per character, by the way. So if you want more slots than that, you can purchase additional slots on the Crown Store.
Oh, there you go.
There's a maximum of 10 per character.
Oh, and max per 10. Well, there you go, Push. Max per 10. Maybe that's going to be your answer.
Finally, you'll notice again, I said some people are probably thinking to themselves, wait a minute, it's a furnishing. It's in my house. Yeah, you have to go to your house to switch your build. Unless you get the Armory Assistant. This is Grasharag. He is a grizzled orcish veteran of countless wars who's turned to training warriors in his old age. He is the Armory Assistant.
I love
So this guy provides all of the benefits of the armory in the field.
Look at him.
And not only that, but your allies, just like with the banker and the merchant assistants, your allies, when you pull this guy out, your allies can use him as well to manage their builds.
Oh, cool.
Now, there are some limitations with this because there could be, we thought about this, there could definitely be some disruption of things if people could be just changing their gear anywhere. So
in certain situations.
Yes. So specifically, we do not allow you to interact with the Armory system or the Armory Assistant if you're in a PvP activity. So that includes Cyrodiil, that includes Imperial City, and Battlegrounds.
Yeah. Not
if
in any
you
of those.
are in a timed leaderboard activity, such as a trial or an arena, you will not be able to use the Armory Assistant inside the activity. If you're sitting right outside of the activity, yes, you can summon Grasharog, but
your father
not inside. And then finally, there's a couple edge cases where we need to make sure that things didn't go wonky. If you're in the middle of doing the vampire or werewolf quests, like in those areas, the Armory Assistant is not available there either, because that can cause some unintended consequences.
The Armory itself just looks sick, doesn't it? It's like the biggest station there is.
That's it. That's the Armory system. This thing will be on PTS on Monday. You can start playing with it. And
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I really want to again thank the team, and not just on the Armory, but all this stuff. Like,
are they saving the account-wide achievements?
Like I mentioned designers, artists, engineers, producers who are absolutely pounding away trying to deliver these things. All the updates you saw today for this update, and I just want to give a shout out to all of them. You guys are awesome.
Is it something that you can get to place in multiple houses, or do you need to pick one? Or is that still TBD?
I believe
it's collectible.
Yeah. I actually haven't tried putting it in multiple houses yet.
Well, can't we have different stations in multiple houses?
Yeah, it sounds really testable.
I like it.
I definitely have the different things in different houses, right? Wait, do I? Maybe I don't.
Pilgrim's Rest.
I thought I did.
So much fun playing around with the builds.
It is kind of nice, and it'll be so nice not to have to like go in and change all your little CP stars and everything. The fact that that just saves automatically is going to be a huge
spend like 30 minutes redoing everything.
It sounds like they're going to have a built-in tutorial, Ben, the first time you go about it.
Build videos and guides and everything, just easy swap.
So cool.
And again, this is...
Oh yeah, you're right.
The Armory Station is going to be free. You just have to obtain it in the Crown Store, and that's going to all
fresh meat.
God,
welcome, guys.
23 for some reason. Update 32. How many times did I say that in this stream?
Nobody noticed. That's fine. Just play lucky, Gina.
I
just play lucky.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but God, now I'm just gonna smack my mic here. So again, we are running a giveaway right now for some Alienware items.
Armory is awesome.
This giveaway is for the keyboard, the mouse, and the mouse pad. So we're going to draw a winner really soon.
I really like that
mouse. Is awesome. All one word. Everyone in chat is excited for the Armory.
Definitely.
And they also want to win some Alienware
and
stuff.
The Orc Daddy guy.
Yeah, between the Armory and the item set drop, the curated item set drop, that's two really exciting
things. That's what they're calling it, curated item set drop. I'm like writing these things down.
All the other cool stuff. You know, DLSS is in there. We've got, you know, sky shards on maps. Like this is a major
quality of life update. Yes.
Are you spamming account-wide achievements, guys?
Yeah, Jenny, you brought up a good point about the builds. I hadn't thought about that. People who do a lot of build videos and streams, now they can just prep all of that ahead of time and just go boop. Okay, we're gonna look at this one now, and now we're gonna look at this one now and do it more quickly.
It's gonna be
great, that's so true. Really nice. Lucky be doing that for his builds.
I feel happy for them. Okay, well, if you didn't get your entry in, you just locked it. So,
all right, who's gonna be the winner? The winner's Dash, please.
Go ahead and draw a winner. This is for the Alienware keyboard, mouse, and
I'm very excited about all the Alienware I'm about to get, guys.
Winner is... Sorry, I couldn't tell if that was a L or an I. Zelina666.
That's not how you say Dash, please, Gina.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. We will message you probably on Monday and get your information. Zelina666. Just won yourself some really cool Alienware stuff.
Dang it, I'm so jelly, but I'm so happy for you. But I'm also very jelly, and I blame Lucky.
I think that's it.
No! Can't wait.
Yeah, it's PTS on Monday. We will be doing our usual North American character copy for the first couple weeks.
Are they going to pull a surprise announcement out of the closet?
And then the PC patch will be in... Yeah, the PC patch will be in the morning, and then PTS patch is usually up a little later in the day.
Yeah, they have some work to do, but don't forget with the both the PC and the console patch, PC Monday, console Wednesday, we are going to try those Battleground changes. So for the time being,
okay, not excited about that.
Deathmatch
it
modes.
should have been just where you can opt out of deathmatch. Why did they have to get rid of the
with that?
fun
We'll definitely
ones?
let everybody know.
That's the only thing I'm not excited about.
But we really hope that you all enjoyed.
I think that was a miss, but everything else is super exciting.
Coming to update 32.
23.
We'll publish the patch notes.
23.
We'll try and do it as soon as we can on Monday. We know everyone's very excited to read all the changes going in. They want to dissect all the combat changes and. Oh, can I drop? Well, no, I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
What? No, you have to say it.
No. Okay, I'm going to say it. So, when Rob was talking through the combat preview, saw a lot of people asking about dark conversions. What's going on with that item set?
Oh, got it. Yeah.
We do have some adjustments coming to that item set. So we will
There's a patch note.
There are actually
patch note, okay.
4. 4 patch notes for that one.
In the PTS notes?
In the PTS notes, not in the live notes.
In the PTS, yeah, not in the preview.
Okay. Yes. So we have seen everybody's feedback. We wanted to kind of let that item set simmer for a little bit, gather up some data, kind of see what's going on. So we do have some adjustments coming for that item set. I think that is it for today. So
are you forgetting one very important announcement?
And to Rob, and of course to Tom earlier for giving us a preview of the Deadlands DLC. PTS Monday, we will be back October 1st for our big Gates of Oblivion year-end stream. So we'll be doing a
October 1st. That was.
I'll just say we'll do a stream and a post show, like we did similar to last year. So,
cool. Post show. Be fun.
We are prepping for that now.
Yep. We hope to see everybody then. But otherwise, hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
Is that really it?
Yep. Have a great weekend.
Are you sure?
You are as excited. Goodness, words. We hope you're as excited about all of this as we are.
For sure.
We are definitely excited. There's a lot to be excited about. Didn't get to count my achievements, but dang.
Bye.
We got a lot of stuff. All right. Now I'm gonna mute this and just have this over here in the background, just in case they bring, up some. Just kidding. There's one more announcement. All right, but we got a lot to go over. So let me. I took some notes, guys. I took some notes. So here we go. All right, here we go.
Fresh meat.
Welcome. All right, so Ben, we're gonna cover that right now. Okay, so let's go over everything, shall we? A lot. This was a huge whole collection of announcements. All right, so let's talk about our least favorite thing first. And the first thing so happens. Okay, so the BGs. I'm seriously, actually really disappointed with this. I think this particular item was handled in the absolute worst way. I don't think they should only have deathmatch as they're going to be trying out. I think you should, just like they made it where you can actually queue again with people, like with friends, they should make it where you can queue for only deathmatch. At the very minimum, you can queue for only deathmatch, or you can queue for everything but deathmatch. Wouldn't you say? I feel like that's exactly what should be happening, right? You should be able to queue for only deathmatch or all the other ones. All right. I hate the fact that now it's going to be only deathmatch or nothing. I mean, that's pretty disappointing. But let's move on, because that's just the first thing on this list. There's a lot more. Bear in mind that that's so temporary. Correct. But I feel like that's a bad way to test it. Don't you think, Richard? Like, I think, like what we said, they could have done it totally, the better test would have just been people to only want to do deathmatch, do that, and everybody else can queue for, like, the regular Battlegrounds, So I'm really surprised that they thought was the best option. Very surprised. But it is a test. It is temporary. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. So Deadlands, right? Super excited for the new delves. The World Boss Plus thing sounds really cool, right? There's going to be a World Boss Plus, basically a World Boss that doesn't have like just a spawn point, but instead is going to wander around in the delve, and they can sneak up on you. So maybe there's something that'll just spawn on like a group or something. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Can save you from me.
Netcat, thank you for the resub of 4 months, my friends. How you doing? Hello, Netcat. I'm sure they know what's best for the test they're looking for. I mean, that's fair. They definitely know more about it than any of us. I'm having a hard time seeing how that's gonna help all of us that like BGs but not deathmatch if they get rid of all the things we like about BGs, but I guess we'll see. Unfair to judge as of yet. We already have the kind of world boss in the form of patrolling horrors in Imperial City. Oh, that's true, Aaron. That's true, Aaron, actually. That is interesting. Well, all right. So maybe it'll be similar, but now it's going to be in PvE content. I'm surprised they didn't mention that, because that's a great point. I'm surprised they didn't say like we have in Imperial City, or that would have been a great question, Aaron. That would have been a great question. So I'm sure we'll find out more. Maybe we can test it out on Monday on the PTS. All right, so the combat changes. Chill. I mean, juicy BG. Chill, yes. So the combat changes are going to have possibly... Well, they're going to have cooldowns for certain skill combinations, right? Or set combinations or things, so you're not, like, too OP. I think this is going to be definitely helpful for the sweaty BG groups, right? So people don't just gank you and, like... Remember when we're doing BGs, it's make it just land on you and let out, like, a million things at once and you're literally pinned and cannot move? I feel like it's going to prevent things like that, having cooldowns on, like, set items and stuff. So that's cool. And then hybrid, possibly. You're going to possibly be able to make... They kind of barely touched on this, but again, they did mention that it's going to be available. Or maybe it already is. I think this is already available, right? On the website? Yeah, making multiple proc sets and not go off at once will be nice. Yeah. Potential nuking of dark convergence. Well, they did talk about that later. They said that they're going to address that set, right? I think they mentioned that one specifically toward the end of their stream. So more to come on that, I'm sure. Let's see. Crit damage and heals, hybrid stats. Yeah, so possibly exploring the idea of maybe like hybrid things here and there. We're gonna have to see. Not too much info on that discussed during the stream, but more info on the website. Yeah, you saw the pic I posted. 24k damage from the dark. Yes! That's one proc. That's insane, Aaron. That's probably why. That's probably why. They did not, Emberin, they did not. But they did talk about a lot of cool things. We're going over them right now. All right, so there's been some quality of life upgrades, right? Like the sky shards icons now showing up on the map and the compass. So there's a lot for console specifically to be hyped about, because console, as you guys know, doesn't have access to add-ons like we do. So this is a great quality of life upgrade for the game itself, but especially for friends on console. So you're gonna be able to see the sky shard now by default when you get close to it. But I like how it's a proximity thing. It's not gonna just be like on there, but once you get close enough, it'll kind of appear. Very cool. And then by default, once you find it, it'll be off your map. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Century. You don't think I could play without add-ons? Well, I know, and our console friends have been playing without, and now they have so many things built in. What else? The Dark Anchors, they talked about how that is also, or they called it Incursions, when there's like you know, all the world events, not just the Dark Anchors, but all the different world events, or Dark Anchors, like, you know, the ones in Blackwood, and, you know, the ones, like all the different forms that they come in. There's a lot now, right? There's the portals, there's the Dark Anchors, there's like dragons, there's all these different forms of incursions. And now they're going to appear on the map as well. Very cool. Mail is going to be quick, right? You're not going to have to zone to get your mail. It's going to be instant, or at least pretty close to being instant. Sounds very cool. A lot of little quality of life upgrades. Surprise PDA, Desh has been named an NPC. Okay, stop, Draco. Are you kidding me? I mean, there are some Desh type NPCs in ESO, but man, if I actually got an NPC ever, it would have to be an Argonian. And I would want a voice in myself, guys. I would need to have, like, a voice. I would be down. I would be down. 3 new Mythic Items. Antiquities. All right, so they're going to be things you can get with Antiquities. 3 new Mythic sets. And that's going to be on Monday. We're going to be able to check those out. So that's really cool. They didn't mention which at all, right? They didn't mention it at all. They just said 3 new mythic items. We don't know what they are yet. So that's pretty cool. What else? Okay, so then the whole item set collection summary screen thing. Now you can see all of what you already have and what you don't. Very cool. And they showed that on console too, and the console UI looking really good. It is chill. A baby voice Argonian. There's no children in ESO, unlike in Skyrim. So I'd have to be like just an Argonian that's like maybe trying to like act like a child. Yes, Draco, that is definitely coming up on our list. Yes, that is just here in a moment. All right. Oh, that's actually next on the list. We have DLSS. Hey, Ash. What was it? DLSS? So it's tech by NVIDIA, and it's like a deep learning super sampling thing. And it's going to make everything DLSS, so it's going to make everything cleaner and crisper. Very cool, right? And Aaron mentioned this, something that Cyberpunk had. So normally it sounds like your PC will have to work super hard to be able to bring you those better graphics. And now you're going to be able to not run it as high or something, but it's automatically going to be pulling like the better graphics. So that's really cool. I mean, anytime the graphics can pop more, it's going to be better, right? Very cool. All right, what else? Okay, so Rich said that this is going to be the first game ever to do another NVIDIA tech thing, which is called DLAA, and it's a deep learning anti-aliasing, which is something you can check out on the PTS, correct? On Monday in the video settings, I believe. So what's the difference for that? What's the main thing about that, Aaron? I was like jotting down notes, but what is that exactly? Rift is AA? Yeah, a lot of latest AAA titles are using DLSS now. It's a performance boost. Okay, so we're getting both the performance boost overall and a nicer picture. 2 amazing things. Okay, very cool, very cool. Okay. And then, all right, so smoother edges. Yes, you're right. They did mention this. Okay, so like normally when you're like loading into like a zone or something, you'll see like a rock, or maybe a rock's not a good example because a rock is kind of, but something that's not supposed to be so spiky, edgy, and it's like very like, you know, not clean. It's going to make it pop more as intended versus like having like to, you know, take the quality from something like really great quality and like, you know, because it's like all loading so fast and stuff, it makes the quality kind of lessen. It sounds like all that's going to get better. Everything's going to be a lot smoother and crisper, which is very cool. Okay, so Rich mentioned that, as you guys know, retrading and all that in RNG can be such a pain, but probably the biggest news of the day. I mean, there's 2 big things. The Armory announcement was huge too, but definitely one of the highlights of today was finding out that now we're going to be able to have like almost like a guaranteed drop of what we're missing. So basically, if you're like Lucky and you've done VMA a million times and you still haven't gotten your Inferno Staff, if the Inferno Staff is all that you have left, it will drop, because now basically the game is going to be able to look at what you have in your sticker book, and whatever that boss is allowed to drop from, you know, say it's able to drop 10 different items, right? And you already have 5 of those items. You are guaranteed to drop from one of the other 5 you do not have. And so basically now, instead of just having random RNG, you'll know, okay, I have to do this at least 5 more times to guarantee that I get the item. But you know what I mean? Like, it's that much more of a chance. Like, you're actually guaranteed to get it after a certain amount of time, basically. And then after that, then it'll go back to standard RNG once you have everything. But that is so cool. I mean, that's freaking huge. That is no more 1 in a million chance. Like, you're actually going to get your item. It's just a matter of how long it takes you based on how you know, after you get each other thing. Like I said, the example of like 10 things. Once you get, you know, once you do it in 10 runs, if the boss drops 10 things, you will have in 10 runs, you will have 1 of each item, because there's no duplicates. So that is huge. That is absolutely huge. Your higher resolution is, the less noticeable the jags will be. For if you're playing on 4K, it'll be barely noticeable. Oh, cool, Aaron. There you go. So the higher that you're playing as, the less you'll even notice any of those jags or whatever. Very cool. Yeah, that changes what you're most looking forward to. I can't believe people have the patience to grind for things more than 500 times. I mean, you know, luckily the devs like Rich like play the game that much, and they were able to see the pain. I mean, Rich even said the pain that we've all gone through trying to get those items. And I know for a fact some people quit the game just because they really wanted a certain item and they did it like that many times and just never got it. And that, I mean, something should be rare. I mean, I love Diablo and there's a lot of insanely rare drops in Diablo, but you know, this is, I think, a positive change. You know, I really do. I think this is huge and definitely a positive change and quality of life upgrade. Huge. Hey, 2K. Ooh, Draco has a new poll. Is ESO Guild Wars 2 for adults? What, Draco? Hey, from Malahide. Long time no see. You don't like the drop aspect personally? It makes things less special? In your opinion, Sentry? How long have you been playing the game, Century? And what's the longest you've ever taken to get an item you need? Have you gotten lucky in the past? Look, he's finally gonna get his staff. Yes, Aaron. And his maul from Frostfault, he still doesn't have. I think he has everything but the maul. He always mentioned it in his video because the maul is the best one, but he never has it. So that'll be really exciting. The Armory. It is gonna be, you can't access it during like Imperial City or Battlegrounds, things like that, or Trials. But it's going to be something you can put in your house, or I think access, you know, by the other stations. It is free, which is the huge. It's going to be free in the Crown Store. Free. And you're going to be able to save loadouts, just like you can with dressing rooms. So different sets. You're going to be able to save different skills. You are going to be able to save your CP, not the Mundus Stone, but your attributes, like everything like that, and even your outfit. So it's like a free outfit change. Like you're gonna be able to save it. I think you can have up to 2, right? Or was it 1 or 2? I think it was. And then you could buy additional ones in the Crown Store, max of 10. Huge, huge. I love that it saves your outfit too. That's just like a bonus. You can even save it with a name and a little icon. They have a sweet roll icon, like a skull, like so many fun things. Very cool. And that's honestly, I think that just, again, like another huge upgrade, like so huge quality of life upgrade. Yeah, been a bit. Just popped up. I missed you too from Malahide. It's good to see you. Usually what they do, if they don't get the item they're looking for, is they come back another day or weeks later. It's what you've done in the past. Yeah, and I think that's a good attitude to have. Not get mad, but it is a very cool thing that they're adding. I like that a lot. All right, there's a poll up, by the way. Thank you guys. So that's huge. He did mention, I think Tom mentioned that, oh no, not, was it Tom? What was the other guy's name? I'm familiar with, Rich and Jess and Gina, but we met Tom today, and who was the other guy? Do I need to craft my purple gear? Do I have to use green or blue sets from drops? Nice. What is that relating to? Your question? I don't either. All right, so it will also save if you're like a vampire, let's say on like a certain build, it'll save that. So you can go to another one and not be a vampire or a werewolf or what have you. So that kind of stuff is so cool. That is so cool. And the Armory Assistant, guys. The Armory Assistant. He is a daddy. What was his name? He had a really cool name. I should have wrote that down. But he looks sick, and basically you can get him in the Crown Store, and then if you pull him out, basically it's like you can access the Armory, right? So even if you're not by an Armory station at your house or in town or something, you could pull him out and access him like an assistant, right? Very cool. Orc Zaddy, Orc Father. I do not think that was his name, but I do approve of these names. Very cool. And it sounds like we're going to be able to preview all of this on the PTS on Monday, which is so exciting. I'm so excited, guys. This is awesome. These are huge things. Hey, Abaddon. Huge things. And what are you guys most excited about? It sounds like most of you, I think, are excited. I think we're all mostly excited about the Armory and the fact that we're gonna have what did they call the whole drop thing, the new drop thing? Did they have a name for it? Curated item set drop, I think is what Jess called it. Very cool. When does it all go live? Does anybody know the date when it goes live? PTS for sure on Monday to try it all out. When does it go live? Armory Art Guy looks like a better looking version of Goth Mog from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. RNG in the Armory. Yes, Astro, me too. That's a wrap, guys. I think that's a wrap of everything. I'm really excited about all that. I am a little bit disappointed that they didn't introduce an Argonian house guest. I mean, an Argonian companion, or Zuckus as a house guest, or you know, camels with capes and all that. But you know, we got to be excited for what we do have, and we have some fantastic quality of life upgrades and some awesome changes coming. I am concerned about the BGs. That will be determined, so that we'll have to explore on Monday and kind of see what comes of that test. But everything else we could be super hyped about. They're not doing an Argonian companion just because you want it. You stop. You stop. I need it, Ace. I need it. I hear you squeal when Tom showed his tune. Was it Tom's tune, Tony? Yes, I definitely squealed when I saw that Argonian character. I'm like, and they picked an Argonian? So Tom was the one who was all like into the Deadlands, right? Oh yeah, he was super passionate, you could tell. Him and his team, and I love all the creepiness they showed us in the delves and stuff. And the whole area on the Deadlands, it looks awesome. It looks so awesome. The Armory looks great. It really does. Super excited. I can't wait. Monday, PTS, let's go. Bye, guys.